So this is like part 3 of the video. If you hear anything in the background, it's my cousin playing, watching her gameplays on the YouTube, which I'm probably gonna. Oh my god, it's my paper cut. That guy's my paper cut. But I'm probably gonna do that before I go to sleep too. But yeah, part 1 is kind of about being black over there. Part 2 is kind of about clubbing and clubbing culture, you know, what I can remember of it. This one I think can go more into the emotional aspect of it. It's like when I was studying abroad, especially as like a plus size black girl, I was really scared. I was feeling insecure. You know, I was going to a place where like I wouldn't even be able to buy clothes in my size. And I was going to a place where I knew I was going to be gawked at, stared at, and sometimes like touched too much. Which there were times in clubs where the things were packed. And you know, you think it'd be the men that were too touchy. But I'm telling you, there were some girls that brushed up against me where I could feel their hand in places that it should not have been in. And I was like, honey, I know you might be curious, but this is not the time to express that. You know? Like, you know when people shove past you and you might feel their hand brush, or you might feel it like this, but their hand was like this, and or kind of like that, and I was like, that's a bit too much. Like, okay, if you're not used to booty, like I get it, but don't be touching on people, okay? But to be fair, it was super crowded in some of the clubs. But anyways, yeah, I was scared, but like meeting people, especially the group of black people there, I recommend anyone black doing that, getting with a group of black people, you know, who you immediately pick up good vibes from, can do wonders, because I immediately felt safer. You know, I had people to travel with, you know, Cece, Effie, Sarah. They knew how to navigate the metro system because they have one in California. I did not know that. I'm from the South. I don't know these things. I don't know how to look at the subway system. I mean, I could, but it's like we're used to rural dirt roads. I can't even say it because my accent and my list, but we were used to dirt roads and pickup trucks and stuff like that. I'm not used to these maps and these tunnels. Like, I was confused trying to walk in to the little bar thing where you have to scan it. And this one Chinese lady behind me, she was getting mad at me because it was taking too long. She was trying to speak directions at me, but I didn't understand language. So I just stood there awkwardly until Marcus came and got me. And that was the thing too. I was like, those girls really taught me like how to be there for one another, and a lot of times they look like the pretty popular girls and whatnot, so I wasn't expecting them, as shallow or mean as it sounds, I wasn't expecting them to be so nice to me. But they took me in, and even though I wasn't dressed up to the degree they were, they still like held me out as like one of theirs, and still didn't care, and still partied with me and asked me to go with them and stuff like that, and everything. And so I really love that. That was a really awesome experience to have, and I kind of carry that with me when it comes to like other people in other places. And without them, I wouldn't have been open to clubbing and stuff like that, or find out I really like it. I'm kind of out of the clubbing phase. I get tired too quick when dancing. I get so tired. But I do go with like my friends, Monica and Jamonica and whatnot, every now and then. And because of those girls in Shanghai, I'm open up to dressing up for the club and everything like that. And you know, they been teaching me and everything, which is awesome. I still follow the girls on Instagram. I'm not on Instagram as much, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna private it after this video though. But yeah, they were really cool. They were really nice. They already like knew each other, but they immediately like invited me as one of their own. Marcus was really cool. He was like a big brother to all of us, and that's how he saw us. And he just make sure we were good. You know, when Sarah was throwing up in the bushes, he was like patting her back. And he was just watching over us, making sure we were good in the club, making sure nobody got too aggressive or too close, and just making sure we got home back to the dorm safe, you know, which I appreciate that. Yusef too, who is the Turkish guy, he was really chill as well, and he just wanted to make sure we were safe as well too. And that was the thing, like experiencing that, um, like I think that affected me subconsciously because I I like ended up like it was calling my boyfriend at the time. I was like, I don't know if I can do this relationship and stuff. I was just like freaking out low key. And I think it was just my intuition telling me, because some things were coming that should not have happened, I think. I'm not gonna go into it because I forgave him and stuff, and that's not how you practice forgiveness, by digging up old stuff all the time. But you know, um, it's not to say I didn't care about him or anything, but I think then when I was with him, I felt protected. And a group of guy friends I had at the time, due to their own traumas and insecurity, I realized when like abusive women and stuff happened, they didn't really react. Bella was at the door. But yeah, I just realized these group of guys, not all of them were bad or anything. Some of them, but they didn't really like know how to react. Like one time this guy was like roughhousing with his girlfriend, and at some point it just went too far. And she started getting teary-eyed, and the room was just like silent. Like nobody was gonna say anything. And then I was like, dude, stop it. She's crying. You're doing too much. And he was like, oh, and but like nobody said anything. And there was even like one point, I think this guy out of nowhere, I think we were talking about martial arts or something, and then he just like grabbed my arm and like flipped me over on the ground, which was wild, you know. And nobody said anything either. And to be honest, not to say I was perfect, like I had a hard time recognizing stuff too. And at the time, I would roughhouse with dudes too, which I learned was like untapped aggression I had towards men and stuff like that. But I healed from it. I apologized and stuff, and I stopped doing it. But it was just like, it was very different coming from that group to experiencing like men who watched over you and took care of you and whatnot. Even when you were kind of being dumb and stupid, you know, they didn't hold it against you. And if somebody wasn't acting right towards you or addressing you right, they acted on it. And again, I'm not saying this is like a black thing or whatever, or cultural thing, because yeah, I went to HBCU, but like Marcus, he was also black up in there. So, and him and Yusef, they made sure we were good and everything. And I think I subconsciously kind of felt that shift. And a lot of the guys, they were still looking out for us, except that time when Amir left with my wallet. Okay, except that time. Okay, and nobody told me they were leaving. All right, I felt very unprotected at that time. And I assumed I was with Brad and Amelia, but I was like, dang, like at least let me know. Like, but yeah, but I think I felt protected, which as a black woman, that is an unusual feeling to have, unfortunately. We don't get that a lot, and sometimes we can feel protected, but it's the illusion of protection, or it's usually somebody wants something instead. And those guys, they didn't want anything. They just wanted to see us safe and get home. And because of them, we were able to just have fun in the club and not really of course, there was that one interaction where Yusef and Marcus almost fought that guy that kept trying to, I think it was going after Sarah. Um, it was a European dude, and he just kept trying to like get at her, and they booked up, and they're about to fight him, but then security got him out and stuff. But yeah, but it was nice that we didn't have to fend on our own, and we were able to just let go and have fun because of that. Because they were watching over us. And I think I mentioned this in the last part. Like, there was a time where we were in the club, we were dancing at this, it was like a rainbow club, but it was like an international club. So they played all types of music, which was fun. They played music from America, from Puerto Rico. They played music from like West Africa and stuff. And boy, those Africans, they can get it. They can dance, man. Like, this girl, she was doing all types of like tricks and stuff. I was amazed. That was one thing. I do want to go to Africa one day and party with them. But yeah, but the thing is, there were like these older white guys. And not just the white guys, there was like just older guys in general that were standing there. And that was the club that one Chinese guy kept getting behind me while I was dancing. And I guess he just wanted me to twerk on him, and he did it twice. I'm like, get the memo the first time. But they were just standing and watching over us, and Marcus and Yusef were just looking at them, and I guess something felt super off about it. And looking back, there was something super weird and off about it too. And I think they noticed like one guy going in and out of his back room or something, and I guess something just ticked, and they were both like, we gotta go, we gotta get them out of here. And they herded us like a bunch of cats out of there. But we listened though, because we were like, you see something, I'm going. I was busy dancing, but I was like, let's go. So cause it was getting weird. But yeah, they were cool. And then there was one time we went to the it was a market, but it's like a market full of like fake brands. I forgot what it was called. So like they'll have a shirt that would like say, I smoke weed every day, spelled wrong or something, or Gucci with just like one C and stuff. And we went there, we were looking at stuff and everything like that. And it was fun because we got to see like the guys who spoke Chinese like haggle and everything like that for prices, and they would haggle for us, which was super nice. But it was funny, and it was fun, and that was great too, because a lot of them came in handy, and they helped us navigate the market and everything like that. They didn't just leave us out on our own. And it always helps to have bilingual friends when you're studying abroad and stuff. And that was just super nice and helpful, and I appreciated that. And all the guys, they were like really respectful and nice. Even the ones that I didn't expect to be, like Brad, he was like this one guy who was in charge of the fraternity. He was talking about like money issues or something, and I was like, why don't you just take it out at the ATM or something? And he was like, oh no, like I'm using a credit card, I have to wait for I think he said he was using his parents' credit card, and he has to wait for them to put money on it because he spent like $700 or in like 2 days or something. And I was like, just looking at him like, we're in different worlds, buddy. We're in different worlds. I expected him to, honestly, I prejudged him and expected him not to be the nicest, but he was actually he was really cool too. He did make me realize maybe I shouldn't judge frat dudes too soon and stuff too. So I took that with me as well. And it was really cool. Amelia, she was Italian. As expected, she was just really chill. She was a vibe. She was willing to have fun, but she wasn't crazy. Her and Brad definitely had a teary goodbye when they left the last day, because those two had like coupled up and whatnot, as I said in the last video. I do wonder, like, if I was single, I do wonder if I would couple up with somebody. Oh, my battery. You know, but I think in that time I was not meant to be single. I ended up with all the girls who weren't single either. So I think it worked out perfectly, because we didn't get in that much trouble. Because who knows what type of trouble I could have gotten. Actually, nah, I think I would have held myself back, but I wasn't looking for that anyways. And I would say nobody flirted with me, but there were some dudes that did flirt with me on the dance floor and stuff. And there was these European guys when I was dancing. I was crunking, man. I was getting it. And I'm not trying to dance to be attractive. I just dance to have fun. And they were coming over there like, can we get your number? And I was like, huh? They're like, can we get your number? And I said, huh? I just pretended like I didn't know what they were saying. Because I was trying to be loyal. And so I was like, what? And then a lot of the guys were cute there. And sometimes I would just have to stop having conversations with them, because I was like, I didn't know how to deal with finding other people attractive while you're in a relationship. So I was just like, not talk to them. Like, I would just try to change the subject or shift gears or something like that. Because I was nervous. And I didn't know what to do. But it was definitely an experience. So I was like, there's a different type of men's out here. And the African dudes, they were coming up to me too. By the end of it, I was thinking about studying abroad long term there. But it was a good thing, because that I didn't. Because one, I was in a relationship and I was really in love at the time. And then two, I was really in love at the time. And then two, COVID started like right after and stuff. But yeah, I really had like one of the best times of my life just doing that. I was just really carefree at the time and everything. And it was just fun being with like this random group of people and just having an adventure. And it could have gone horribly, but it didn't. It went really, really well, which is kind of amazing to say, you know. Because I was terrified. I was a black girl with natural hair, and I was plus size. I was worried I was going to be like ridiculed everywhere, because, you know, the fear mongering is real. Like, it really is real. But when I got there, I was just myself, and I was loved and cared for, you know, from the people that mattered, you know. I do wish I got to know more local students. The ones I met, they were really nice, very accepting, except that one girl who kept talking about not wanting her skin to be dark. And again, that might have just been her talking, but I don't know, it was weird. The professor I had, he was really cool too. He was really fair to criticism, whatnot. I had met with him in his office to talk. He also like gave me, we were supposed to do a presentation for our group, and he let us go last because I was having problems with my laptop and everything like that, and I got a B in the class. Again, maybe I could have made an A with less of a hangover, but that didn't happen. So, and I'm glad I only took one class. I was trying to take two, but only one would like go with my major. So, but it worked out for the best, because it's easier to focus on one than two at the time. And the other one was like Chinese language, which I really would have had to study for and stuff. But yeah, that thing just really opened my eyes. It really opened my eyes to how, you know, Black people, we're so different, but when we get together, it's a party. It's a party, and it can be a beautiful thing when we decide to get along. And as sad as it is to say, like if I met those girls in California, I would have been intimidated by them. I would have never went up to them because I'd be like, oh, they're different. They're a different type of girls, you know. Or I felt like they're too bougie for me, like in a good way. In a good way, like they knew how to dress up and do their hair and stuff like that. Whereas I like struggled with it. You know, I still struggle with it to this day. Um, but they really expanded my mind, and I do appreciate that very much. I was able to think of myself as a different person. Um, I felt more extroverted and stuff then. And people who met me, you could tell it was just people who love meeting other people. And I wasn't as judged as I thought I'd be, you know. And of course, you know, there might have been some people who didn't like me because, God, I have to like literally rip this or something. But there might have been people who like didn't like me because I was black or plus size. But they never said it. They never said it to my face. Everybody was still pretty polite and whatnot. And you know, if some people were like that, it was just gonna like, it is what it is, you know. It is what it is. So, but for anyone thinking of studying abroad, I definitely recommend doing it. This could be your sign to do it. If you want any tips or advice, just let me know. I'm planning to do it again. I just restarted my master's program because I went into my master's after I graduated. But then a lot of stuff happened. There was tough work relationships. And I got COVID, and I think that affected my body, and I started having seizures. That lasted about a year, and I lived in an apartment that the complex ended up getting roach infested, and I was miserable, and I wanted to take myself out, but I dropped out of school, and that's a whole story time for another time. But I'm back in school now, trying to see how it goes. So it's a lot. I also got in a car accident too, which didn't have a helpful effect on my body either. On top of just regular drama and stuff. And my after breakup. So, but I'm not gonna go into that part. That's too personal. But which is why I shouldn't have brought it up. But anyways. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think if COVID didn't happen, I probably would have more seriously looked into studying there. But you know, I feel like these things, I'm not gonna say COVID happens for a reason. I feel like things happen, and then God tries to make it work out for the best. And I'm here now. I don't have to have any regrets, you know. I got to try squid fried rice, and I got to meet new people, and I got to express myself in a different way, and I found a different side of myself, because I could go do something different because I was free of the judgments of, you know, the person who I was in a different country. Because no offense to like all the people in my life, but it's like when you're not around the people you usually are, you have a chance to recreate yourself because there's nobody reminding you of how you were like on campus. Even though I still enjoy the same things, like we would just hang out, watch anime in the room, maybe drink, just chill and whatnot. Not drink on campus because it wasn't allowed though. Okay, Fable State, if you're watching. All right, or in general, we were drinking sweet tea, yeah. But yeah, we would mainly just hang out and be introverted and stuff like that. like introverted in an extroverted way and argue about anime and games like that, and I really did enjoy it, but I really thought the clubbing life wasn't for me. And then when I went to China, I did that joint because, you know, why not? You're trying new things. The people are going. They really want you to go. Why not go? And I did something I never would have done if it was in America. Cause I was asked in America. I was like, no, I don't think so. But I did it, and I had the time of my life. And now, clubbing, I don't do it as much now, but I can definitely see myself doing it when I get older. And I don't even always drink when I go to clubbing. I just like to dance. Like, I just like to dance. I don't need alcohol in my system. I actually don't like drinking while I'm dancing because it slows me down. And y'all, I dance so much. I pinched a nerve in my leg. My leg was going numb while walking through China. But I kept dancing. And they really wanted me in the club. Like, when I was trying to back out because my leg, they were like, are you sure? Like, it'd be really fun without you. And I backed out one night, and they're like, Dom, you need to come. You need to come the next night. You need to come. And I went. My leg was hurting and almost gave out on the dance floor, but I kept dancing. And is that healthy? No, that is not healthy. But I did it. And by the time the end, I think at some point I had gotten sick too, but that's part of like the air filter, or, you know, they have more pollution in China too, so I assumed it was that. It could have been COVID though, but I was sick. I was still going to the clubs. Yo, I hope I wasn't patient zero. There's a girl club and a dancing. It felt like it was respiratory though, but COVID's also respiratory. Ooh. Yo, I might have had it. I don't remember it feeling the same way though. I didn't go to the doctor either. I was scared. I'm still scared of the doctors. But part of that is like the seizures and stuff afterwards. I kind of got traumatized. Because when you're having a seizure and the doctor is just looking at you and he's like, what's wrong? And you can barely talk because it was like partially conscious seizures. And that's why they didn't see them as real seizures. But there's been trends with COVID patients having no seizure history at all, and then having these somewhat conscious seizures. I don't know. That's another thing. If you get COVID, be wary of how it affects your nervous system, especially your muscles and muscle spasms. It did stop. Part of it was like stress, but part of it's also keeping up with my vitamins and vitamin D. Just an interlude there for anyone with health concerns, if you're especially getting muscle spasms after COVID. But yeah, I got over that sickness, and then I came home. I had to be at campus the next day, so I flew in, and then I got in my car. It was a 10-hour flight. I barely slept, and I got to the gas station and ended up putting diesel in my car. Diesel fluid, because I didn't really know that much about it. I just knew it was like the green thing, and I wasn't watching. And then I filled that thing all the way up, filled it to the brim, and then I tried to turn it on, and I was like, oh no. And then I called my dad. I was like, hey, so are we not supposed to put diesel in our car? And he said, oh God. He was like, don't tell me you filled it all the way up. And I was like, I put a full tank in. And you know, my dad, he was real well. He came and got me. He was able to siphon out the full fuel eventually. But I know it was a lot to do. But, you know, remember, don't put diesel in your car, especially after a 10-hour flight from China. Just don't do it. I gotta finish the rest of these too, but yeah, that was wild afterwards too. And afterwards, I definitely did become that girl that was like, you know, when I was in China, when I was in Shanghai, I was that person. If you study abroad, you ain't got the choice to be that person, unless you studied abroad a lot, but which some of the kids did, but I just did it one time. But I'm gonna do it again eventually. I'm gonna go abroad again. Um, depends where. I need to find out, but I do want to go to Italy too, because Amelia definitely made me curious, and I do want to go. I think maybe like want to try Ghana or something in Africa. 'Cause I think that would be fun. And according to my ancestry test, I am part Ghanaian. I think that's how you say it. Ghanaian. I don't know, but I would love to go there and see, um, you know, my people. You know where I originated from, because you know we were disconnected from that and stuff. So yeah, but this might be the last part so far. Um, I do have like a lot of other little tidbits and stuff I could probably share, but just let me know if you have any questions or if you want any advice with certain things. And if you study abroad, just be safe, practice safety, and practice being sanitary. Don't just take a shot after anybody, because you might end up having COVID in the club and you might end up being patient zero. So it is what it is, but always have fun, let loose, and when you study abroad, be safe, but take some risk if you can, and just let the wind take you there. So, okay. All right, so you guys have a good night, and trying to finish this. Okay, and I will see you soon.